Welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Kelly Sparks, aka Redbeard. So we've got a topic to talk about because we're gonna drink this Harpoon IPA that Dan and Nicole sent us, and we're gonna talk about using our harpoons. So anyway, oh yeah, welcome back, everybody. I'm your host, Kelly Sparks, aka Redbeard, where we talk about all things alcohol and other stuff. And I figured, you know what? I've had this Harpoon IPA for a while now. It got shuffled around to the back of the refrigerator and just kept overlooking it. Well, now we're gonna drink this Harpoon. We're gonna talk about how we can help our harpoons in the bedroom. Here you go, Monty. Have some of this. You get a little bit. So this is Harpoon IPA. It is New England's original IPA. I thought it had the IBU on it. 42 IBUs and 6% alcohol. Bonnie loves it, apparently. But hoppy, balanced, and crisp. We'll save a little bit for Bonnie. Y'all can't see it. There we go. Save a little bit for Bonnie and have some myself. I always pour fast. I don't care, really care. And I've begun to enjoy a lot of these IPAs. I think they can become overwhelming with the hops and the bitterness. But one like this, I mean, I really enjoy it. I think this is the first time I've ever had it. It is hoppy, but it's not like knock your freaking teeth down your throat hoppy. I mean, they're correct. It's hoppy, balanced, and crisp. And I enjoy it so far. So anyway, follow me along on this trip. January 16th. I was actually watching a Sam Sulik video, so I'm going to give him credit for this discovery. Well, hold on, let me backtrack. So previously, I was seeing a girl from time to time, you know, a couple times a month, whatever. And we would have fairly enjoyable experiences in the bedroom. Well, as most of you guys know, I got diagnosed with heart failure 2 years ago and have been on a quest to rebuild myself. Well, up until that point, I wasn't doing any cardio, any conditioning, so my heart was okay. The medicine had been helping. I mean, we had pretty good structural integrity, but the longest I could really go without getting tired, so to speak, was about 12 to 15 minutes. And then once the breathing heavy would start to affect the blood flow, so once I started breathing heavier, then blood flow was redirected back to the heart and the lungs, and other areas would suffer. Or the amount of time between periods of vigorous activity would increase. So the more in shape I got, and I had started running hills and doing some conditioning like that shortly before that, so that activity between, or the period between activity, was getting less and less and less. Blood flow was getting better along with the medicine, losing weight, yada yada yada. So before I say anything else, get your hormones checked, go to a professional, start exercising, and focus on your health. Now, with that said, so previously, sexual experiences were okay, but just okay. For me, whatever, because we don't care about them. But no. So around middle of January, I was on TikTok scrolling through videos, and I watched the Sam Sulik video. Smart kid. I mean, maybe not highly intelligent, but seems like he's got his head screwed on right. He's got a great attitude, and I know I've heard other people say this before, but if we're going to make anybody famous, he probably deserves it because he seems like a good kid. And he's not trying to lead anybody astray. He's just giving people his feedback and his experience. So, hats off to Sam Sulik. I hope he does well for himself. With that said, he had a video, and it was a leg video, where he talked about his adductors, abductors, the inner and outer thigh, lower glute area, and how he's been adding those in because he had strained his adductor, which is on the inside of the thigh, doing something. So he did it as rehab, and then he added on like, oh yeah, it's like the top of the inner part of the top of the thigh, so it adds thickness to their overall thigh, and he's a bodybuilder, so he needs that. Well, in the past, I actually had strained my adductor in a sexual experience. And it took like 2 to 3 fucking weeks before that thing healed up and I could actually walk right, much less intercourse. So, around the middle of January, January 16th to be exact, was the very first time I started again. I had done it in the past. But I jumped on the adductor, good girls, which is bringing your thighs in, and abductor, ABD, which is taking your thighs apart, separating, bad girl, machine. And I started really light, and I was doing 3 sets of 50. So it was super light, high rep stuff. Well, fast forward over 2 months now. So January 16th was the first time I did it, and I was doing it roughly twice a week, maybe twice every 6 to 7 days. 8 days. Twice every 8 days. Because I have an expanded program, and then I'll just take days off at random. So I have an 8-day program, but it might take 10 days to get all 8 workouts in. So I started adding in the adductor and abductor work at the beginning of every leg workout. And now I'm up to I do 5 sets of 20. I think it's like 180 pound stack, 180, I think it's a 180 pound stack on the machine on both adductor and abductor machines. And I usually start around 100 to 130 pounds on my first set, and then I work up in weight. And I do 20 reps, add a plate, 20 reps, add a plate, 20 reps, add a plate. I do that for 5 sets. And that's at the beginning of every leg workout. So I do that at least twice every 10 days or so. So that has increased my strength and conditioning for my hips. So it's not the only thing I do for leg workouts, but those two specifically I feel like have added conditioning and strength to hip movement. Wink, wink, wink. So that has helped with conditioning in the bedroom, I feel like. Now, with that, around the middle of February, I went and had a pulmonary function test at Baylor in Dallas, Texas. And their test there basically put me on a stationary bike, put all the probes on me, put half a dozen or more probes on me, checking vitals and whatnot. And then I had basically a snorkel device in my mouth where I could only breathe in and out of my mouth. And they wanted to check to see how the heart, lungs, and everything worked together under increased load. Well, basically, the lady who was doing the test, she had me pedal, and you pedal for as long as you can. And she increases the intensity at random, I guess whenever she sees fit. At random, whenever she sees fit. So she just increases it, and you basically pedal until you physically cannot pedal any longer. And the first time I did it, I think the lady increased the intensity quite rapidly because I was only on it for 5 to 6 minutes, and I got up to 250 watts, whatever that means. It was hard. Pardon me. It felt like I was pedaling through concrete uphill. Every time it does it, it feels like you're pedaling through concrete, drying concrete uphill. So The second time I was on there close to 10 minutes, but the watts weren't as high. So I pedaled longer, but she didn't increase it as high. Still the same effect. Legs felt like concrete. The absolute most horrific leg pump you will ever get in your life in less than 10 minutes. I mean, and it's worse than any kind of leg extension, leg curl, leg press. Get on a bike, and this is what I'm doing. So here's what I'm getting at. So the test, the pulmonary function test, gave me the idea to start recreating it on my own body at the gym. So I get on the stand-up stationary bike, and I hit the quick start. And it usually has an hour down, it like starts at an hour and it counts down. So I reverse that so I can see it counting up. And then I hit the RPM. So I can see the RPMs and the timer. Timer starting at 0, counting up in time. Every 30 seconds, you go up one level of intensity. So from 0 seconds to 30 seconds, you're on level 1. From 30 seconds to 60 seconds, you're on level 2. And then you repeat that, so on and so forth, increasing level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, on up as far as you can every 30 seconds. The very first time I did this, after my pulmonary function test, and it may have been 4 or 5 days, within the week after the pulmonary function test, I only got through level 12. Every 30 seconds, actually I did it, I started out a little bit different. I did, like, the first minute was on level 1, and then I went up. I've changed that since because my levels have gotten higher. So the very first outing, I got through level 12, and it was excruciating pain, leg pump like never felt before, but it felt almost identical to the pulmonary test. Well, since then, I've done, let's see, we got 12, 13, I'll just count off what levels I've got to. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think I did 16 twice. I accidentally skipped a number. I did one number twice, so I only got through level 16, but I did the same amount of time. 17, and now I think I've done through level 18. So I've done 8 of those specific workouts, and I alternate my leg days. So leg day one time, upper body day, and then a conditioning day. So I've alternated leg days, leg workouts with the bike workouts. And I've said all of that to say this, that the inner and outer thigh work, high rep, 20 rep sets, trying to increase from time to time the amount of weight you're using. Inner outer thighs, plus the bicycle conditioning, and it's hard fucking conditioning. I've had to cuss myself out and call myself a pussy just to make it through the last 2 rounds. Like the last, level 16, level 17. Once you get up to that, it's excruciating pain. Oh yeah, and also try to keep your RPMs above 60. That's the goal. Keep your RPMs above 60, and then once you get to the last level, just keep it moving. Well, like I said, with all of that said, I recently started seeing a new lady friend, and the very first time we got intimate, your old boy got surprised. Like, somebody found their A game back. And I think I talked with Wes about this, but I didn't go into this much depth about it. But I have wholeheartedly believe if you have your heart, your lungs, and your hips in shape and in condition, then the rest of the stuff down there is going to follow suit. That's just my opinion. And I recommend that. Those 3 specific things, inner outer thigh, and the hard leg, like conditioning workouts, recommend all 3 of those And if it doesn't help you in the bedroom, I'd be incredibly surprised. I don't believe it won't. If anything, you'll become better in shape, and you'll just be a stronger, healthier human being. So I know that was a lot. Try it. I recommend everybody doing it, men and women. But every man, no matter your preference, whether you like women or other men, I believe every man should start doing that specific protocol at least once a week. Once a week. And then try to increase it. Try. You're not going to be able to accomplish it. Try to increase your intensities on each specific exercise and bicycle every time. Try. It's not going to happen. Some days are going to suck. Because the last one sucked, and I had to gut it out, and it was horrible. But when I started, level 12 was hard to get through. Now I'm up to level 18. And I did that in seven workouts. So I'm telling you, it works. It really does. Like, I don't get tired. I mean, eventually, hopefully you're gonna finish. Hopefully. And that's another topic. I'm not an expert in that topic, but I feel like if the heart and the lungs are healthy and in shape, and your hips are healthy and in shape, then the rest of it's going to take care of itself. Man. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope that helped. Hope you enjoyed my videos. Comment below if you comment below. Hey, honestly, I'd put a challenge out to anybody watching this video. Go to the gym, do my bike conditioning workout, and see if you can get close to where I'm at. And I just don't fucking believe you can. Few people will. Most of you won't be able to get to level 10. Guarantee it. Scout's honor. Scout's honor. Scoutmaster's honor. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, share it with your friends. Hit the bell for notifications. Check the description below for all the ways to help out with the bills around the house. And like always, Bonnie, here you want some more? Come here, get some of it. Like always, drink some beer, drink some whiskey, work out, get in shape. Don't be a lazy piece of shit. Be useful. I mean, you're only on this earth for, 70, 80, 90 years, whatever. Be useful. Don't be a drain on society. And be safe. Don't drink and drive. Take care. We'll see you next time. Cheers.